This video is made for adult collectors because, oh god, Dark of the Moon is old enough now to legally have an email address. It's 13 years old.
I bring you Cybertron, your home, and still you choose humanity.
You were the one who taught me freedom is everyone's right.
Dark of the Moon had some actual bangers in its toy line, and then some legit weirdos. And this thing is so damn weird, like it's so weird. This is Dark of the Moon's Voyager Optimus, and I'm starting in truck mode because it's the most sane way I can do this. Why he look like that though? Those gas tanks really bug me with how massive they are. They didn't need to be, and yet they stick out so much. Thankfully, there's a Takara one with the trailer that fixes this issue and most other issues I have with the truck, and honestly, I might grab one of those. But this truck does do some things I like, and a lot of things actually. I really like how it feels. The plastic feels different to many other Dark of the Moon toys. It feels thicker and denser and such. It carries a nice hand feel. It rolls very well due to the pinned wheels and the pretty okay ground clearance. I think the solar panel thing is actually neat. I like the way that looks. It adds a certain flair to the truck, and I think it works pretty damn well, especially with how strange this toy looks. And I like the functional 5mm trailer hitch, meaning you can plug literally anything into it. Like, if it weren't for those gas tanks, I would be all over this truck mode. Oh, and the back wheel arch is not being red. It looks weird. I think this toy needs a bit more red on the truck, but again, the Takara one fixes that. Before we get into the transformation proper, I just want to talk about how nice the plastic feels on this. I know why the plastic feels different now. This actually was 2 factories ago and 2 different suppliers ago, and stuff's expensive, blah blah blah. I get it, but it really is a difference. There definitely is granted, Studio Series Primes and stuff don't feel like this anymore. They feel a little bit better, but holding these two together, yeah, this just, look at how thick this back end stuff is. The part walls are a lot nicer here than they are on, say, this guy. Granted, this feels the same. These two feel exactly the same. It's just interesting to me how different these two toys feel from one another. Get out of shot. But the transformation on this is not your traditional Optimus Prime. We're all very used to this now, right? Because the Studio Series, all 3 of them have used this transformation scheme for the Bayverse Prime. And if you want something bigger or something slightly older, you're very used to the Revenge of the Fallen Transformers design. They use it for the MPM. This is completely new and was never used ever again. I can kind of see why, but it's very neat. So to start with, you unpeg the gas canisters. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to come to the roof section, pluck this open, and just bring this whole thing down like that. Then this is the best part, is the legs. So you split them like that. They'll split down here and at the back. You fold the wheel arches down and the feet will come down. Fold the wheel arches over and then peg them in to form the shaping. Then bring this down, fold up the smokestack, and there you have a leg. And that order of operations is extremely pleasant to do. You just fold that in, close it up, legs. Now you can do this. He can Gurwa. Stop hitting the wall, G.I. Joe Soundwave. Get away from the... Whoa! Next thing you want to do is shift the grill down and fold the wheel arches at the front up. Slide the front hood section forward and then bend it all the way down. Unpeg the back section like so. Bring it up and it will sort of just clip into its own gas tank holders. Fold the gas tanks up. Flip up the head. And now you have this weird abomination. Then you split the arms like this. Bring these up. Clip them into place. Fold the arms up. Unclip it. Fold the arms down. Don't unclip it. Stop it. Fold the arms down. Flare out his knee pads a little bit. And there you have Optimus Prime in his robot mode. This is where things get very strange. What is that? Why he built like a bodybuilder at the gym who puts the damn weight selector on the floor and starts pumping the whole gym. The arms are that, the legs are long, and the torso's so tiny and oh, I get it now. Having him standing like this and from a slight downward angle like this, lit and all that sort of stuff, He looks so heroic. Like, this is probably the most noble and heroic looking movie Optimus toy I've ever seen. The posture, the stature, the way the limbs are placed makes him feel like he just walked out of an explosion without looking at it and at the last minute to come and save the day. That appeals to me. I very much like the way this looks from this point of view, and I get why he's designed this way now. That would probably appeal so much to kids. It's also the only movie Optimus Prime toy to, like, get his lower legs right. Let me explain. So Optimus in the film has chunkier lower legs, almost like they end in faux bell bottoms, but every toy has either had a brick down there or very skinny lower legs, even the MPM. This one, with its very unconventional transformation, makes the lower legs as large as they need to be, and it looks fantastic. Yeah, they're not accurate in the part placement, the two wheels, the roof on the back, and so on, but it nails the shaping so well. That's the biggest visual appeal to me on this toy. The arms, though, well, they look buff, but they're so awkward with the wheel arches at the back and the thick as hell forearms, making the only way you can really get them looking nice is with gorilla arms. Even though you can rotate it, the wrists around to be proper, they can't function properly because the wheel arches end up in the armpits, so you have to do the gorilla arm thing. Head's a bit soft looking, like it's a lot more round and less angled in his actual face, and the backpack is odd. The shoulders have an issue, where if you pull on them very hard for extended periods of time to untab the shoulders in transformation, you will rip the arm right off the pin. I had this happen to my old one, and I've heard a lot of other people doing the same with theirs. And I want this to last. I've shaved the figure's clip tabs down a tad so it doesn't happen, but please don't pull from the arms to untab it. Pull from the shoulder thingies or wedge a flathead screwdriver in there instead, because you wouldn't want to rip the arm right off the, it's a rivet too, so it's really annoying. His mech tech weapon is my favorite though. It's subtle but changes a lot and I like it. For starters, it looks kind of like his big gun, machine gun, shotgun thing or whatever it was in the film, but pressing the button on the back makes some of the panels move and extra guns pop out. It's the most realistic feeling mech tech weapon, and it reminds me a lot of the Rocco T3 from Bionicle. That's why I like it so much. Just want to quickly interject here and say that the articulation on this thing, oh my good lord. I've been messing with it a lot since I was editing this video, and I had to squeeze a posing segment in here because look at the stuff this thing can do.
Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Now, Prime's articulation is pretty much your standard, but because of how everything is shaped, it's really awkward. So, to start with, the head is on a ball joint. It can't really do, like, up and down or tilt that much, but you can look left and right. Shoulders can rotate. They can do a full 360, but these get in the way. You have in and out at the shoulder. You have a bicep swivel. You have double jointed elbows. And like I said, you do have a wrist swivel, but doing so just kind of clashes this stuff in and it looks kind of ugly, so unpegged. So leave it like this. You can unpeg the shoulders to give them a butterfly joint if you want, but I would recommend sanding them down before you do that. Obviously, I sanded this one down a bit too much, and that's why it's unpegging. That's not the toy's fault. That's my fault. He does have a waist joint. That's not for transformation. They just gave him that because they wanted to. I like that. Hips can go forward. They can go back. They can go in and out. Now, it's ratcheted forward and back this way, and there's teeth on this hinge here, but it's not ratcheted in and out, and it's never been ratcheted in and out like any of the copies, so I think they might have designed it with ratchets and then just got rid of them. You do have a thigh rotation. You have 90 degrees of bend at the knee there, and then the feet can go forward that far. They can't go back. And you have ankle tilt of about that much. But because of how the legs and the hips and all that is sculpted, they kind of have to sit a little bit back, and his feet have to sit forward for him to stand up straight. It's to go with that sort of heroic look, but it's very strange. It is very strange. So yeah, this is just a weird toy, but it's fun. I like it more than I thought I would, and more than I remember back when I had the Fireburst one. But it's a neat little Voyager Optimus. I'm just one away from completing all the movie Voyager Optimus molds, so that's fun. All I need is an Invasion Prime that's not broken. Should you get one of these? I mean, for cheap, yeah, I paid 20 bucks for this at my local shop, and I'm content with that price. So if you find it for that, then definitely go for it. That's been my look at Dark of the Moon Voyager Optimus. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.